Hi everybody, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. I'm doing a series on some Christmas journals, December journals. Welcome back if you're following along. I have had some more thoughts about this little thing, and I'm wondering whether I might turn it into a little ephemera folder, maybe to go with this, with some ephemera in it, because we will be making some ephemera, hopefully, if we get round to it. Now, I've had a thought about the end papers in here. I've chosen some pretty sort of nondescript fabric to go in the middle. I couldn't really find anything bright or sort of outstanding that stood out that I really wanted. So I think I'm just going to go with something quite simple. It's got that kind of gold tinge to it. But yeah, it's really just to cover up that center spine. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going to use some PVA glue down the center here. I'm going to try not to use too much because I don't really want it seeping through. I'm just going to apply it with a brush. And this fabric, again, it's not a structural thing. It's just purely to cover up the ugly spine. So it just needs to be glued firmly, but it's not holding anything together. That's all been done. How is everybody? We have another beautiful day here in Hawke's Bay, New Zealand. Spring has really arrived, I think. Which is good. We're happy about that, getting some lovely warm sunny days. Right, and I'm just going to try and sort of center that over there in the spine. Yeah, some lovely sunny warm days. I had my window open, but Fiona across the road, her dog's barking a little bit, so I've closed it just in case she keeps barking. Been to the gym this morning, done my body balance class, which I found really hard today. Body's feeling a bit tired and sore, but it was good to do anyway. And tomorrow we are going to an event. It's called the Long Lunch, and it's part of the Food and Wine Classic for summer. Normally they have a food and wine festival here. It's like a competition here in winter, but this is part of the summer food and wine sort of, I don't know if it's I think it's a competition, I don't know. Anyway, we're going, they have a long lunch every year at a secret venue, so we have to be over in Napier to catch a bus to the venue at 11:20 tomorrow morning. So if the weather's like this, we will need a lot of sunblock and a hat. I presume it's outside somewhere. Okay, so that's glued down nicely. Yeah, so looking forward to that. We're going with some friends, so it'll be a lovely lunch. There'll be quite a lot of wine involved, I imagine, so I don't think there'll be much going on after that. It'll be a relaxed day, but that's okay, that's all good. It's the weekend, got to enjoy these things while you can. Right, it's amazing how much glue you end up using, even when you're trying to spread it thin, how much glue you get through. Anyway, that's okay, that's good. Put that in there. Ooh. Just get that in that gap. But again, that's going to be covered up. So it's quite a lightweight cotton I've used, which is good because I'm going to cover it and I don't want it too bulky. So, and I think it covers that spine well enough once we've got our signatures in it'll be fine. So we need to let that dry a little bit. I'll just go and wash my brush. Right. So. Okay, then I want to put my, excuse me, put my end papers, the papers that are going to cover the inside of here on. Let's do that next. So last time we kind of got them sort of ready. I kind of want them sort of scruffy like that, and the other thing we need to think of is a closure for this book. What are we going to do? This is, I always forget about this, because are we going to punch a hole and tie it? I think that's what we'll do, because I don't really want to tie anything around the cover. Or alternatively, we could do something with a beautiful image, obviously not this one because it's sideways, with the thing, and tie that. Either way, I think I don't need to worry about putting ribbon through that way. I'll either do eyelets or something like what I just said. Right, I'm going to tear this bit off at the top. Hopefully that will just come off easily. It didn't come off straight though. My tearing, I should have done it on my mat, not leaning on the book. There we go. So that is going to go there. Just taking my sweatshirt, my jumper off because I'm a bit warm, which is, that must be the first time that's happened. Okay. And I don't know, this doesn't matter because we're having this pocket here again, which is kind of a little bit wonky and sort of grungy looking. Now I need to decide which glue I'm going to use. I'm actually thinking I might use the PVA because I think that will give me really good coverage to get this like down nice and flat, because I have creased it up a little bit. I wanted it like that. I just need to decide, am I going to ink it? I'm having the issues with the ink yesterday, and I've put a new foam thing on here, but I forgot to refresh my ink, so I don't know. It's picking up some, so maybe it was just, I don't know what was going on yesterday. Maybe I just couldn't see it on, oh no, because I was doing it on the masking tape. You'd think that would pick it up. You'd see that. Doesn't matter along the bottom because you're not going to see that, and you're not going to see most of that. Okay, well that seems to be working a bit better today. Mind you, I'm pressing really hard into the ink pad. Okay, let's just do it. Let's glue it down and stop thinking about it for 100 years. Oh, I'll just grab my brush. Okay, and then I'm just gonna apply the glue with the brush. How is everybody today? I hope you're all well. I haven't said hellos to anyone for a while. I'm going to do that in my next video. Thank you for your comments, and I really appreciate those of you following along. I know there's a lot of Christmas stuff going on, so it's a little bit of overload, so I understand if people, you know, are choosing where they want to spend their time, because, you know, we don't all have a lot of time. This is the right decision. I was just feel like maybe I should have put the glue on the paper rather than on here, because I don't know how far to go over onto that fabric. And it's drying super quick, so we'll just have to see if this is going to work or not. super quick. So I need to hurry up. Maybe I'll just squirt some glue on there. I just don't want too much. I don't like it squidging out. But I also want it everywhere so we don't get bubbles. Yeah, but I'm just not sure about how far over this goes. It goes quite far over. Okay, let's see how we get on. I'm going to try and put this on. I don't know actually that the paper's straight, so I'm not too worried about it being super straight. A little bit straight would be good, but we've got this kind of bit going on here. Okay, so I'll get my plasticky thing here and kind of irons out all the wrinkles, which I kind of like the wrinkles, but you still see the creases, I think, a little bit there. Oh yeah, you can. So that's good. And then we'll just maybe have to go around the edges later to see what we need to. As long as that bulk of it there is attached. Okay, I'll put some more glue on my plate. Oh, it's squidging out. Huh. I think that's the warm weather that makes the glue come out of the top. Look at it, all it's exploding. It's so strange. Something to do with the warmth, I don't know. I don't know the science behind it, but it just seems to be on a warm day. A lot more glue seems to volcano out of the glue bottle for some reason. So now I've got glue all over my hand. Okay, let's see how we go with that. Okay, the screen mirroring has stopped. I have to say, I just find that so incredibly frustrating. I need to stop telling you when it's done that, but it just means you'll understand if you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just going to check now. Right, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty around the centre. Well, there we go. And our pocket. So the pocket needs just to be trimmed, these little flaps. I want it to have these little gussets. I found there's a few things I've followed, and I just found that the pockets I made were really tight and tore. And if you're making something out of old book page, it does have a tendency, you know, that it's old book page, so it's going to have a tendency to tear. So I tend to turn these bits in and try and make a little bit of, just gives it a little bit of give, so you're not pulling on it so much when you're popping things, if you're popping things in and out. So I'll just cut it like that. This one has torn, which is a bit disappointing. We'll just see how we go with it. If it looks too bad, we won't use it. It's just in that corner there. Okay, so we'll have to make it a bit smaller. I don't want that tear. So we'll have to make the pocket a bit smaller. that will work. Little bits there so it's not bulky. Turn them under and we'll glue that down there. I'll just use some art glitter glue I think for that. And yeah, I'm going to just do some inking around the edge, but I might use the darker ink, oops, excuse me, the darker ink for this one. And the other thing I would like to do is I'll cut these too so they're not poking out. Just cut them at a V. Oop. So my plan today after this is to wash my car. It really needs a wash and a clean inside, and I want to keep it really looking really nice, so I don't want it to get so bad. I mean, it's so dusty here and by the beach. Yeah, super dusty, and it's a beautiful day, so it won't be such a drama outside because it will be warm. Here we go. Let's see what that looks like, because we don't get much time to change with the... Okay, so I've left a little bit of a... There's a little bit of room there to slide something in and out without it. Yeah, so... yeah, that's cool. Right, that's that one done. And the one at the back, I'm going to use the same paper. And I'm going to use the leftover bit of the ledger that I had. So it's sort of the opposite, but I'm not going to make this a pocket, I don't think. I kind of want that torn along there, but I don't want to lose the number. There we go. I'm just going to tear it along there and hope it doesn't go too crazy on me. Right, and I'm going to add some ink. So this is the Antique Linen Distress ink. To that one, and then I'll add the darker one to this darker piece of paper. And we'll glue it down. Okay, so that one's going to go there, and that one's going to go over the top. And I hope that will look alright. Okay, I'm going to do it the same way, even though I wasn't sure that was the best way to do it, but I'm going to try and do it a bit quicker this time. I think I just need to tip way more glue into my plate. Just underestimate how much glue I need. There we go, let's just go with that. Ooh, I'm going to have to clean that bottle up. Put it on the fabric. That won't dry as fast, I don't think, on there. Right. I mean, I would have used glue stick, but I wasn't sure if that was going to be strong enough. It probably would be, because it's not, they're just papers to be glued down. They're not getting much pressure or stress to them. But anyway, I'm using this. We'll see how it goes. I don't want it to be too wet, because again, it's a digital and I can see that that's lifting there. What have I got? I wonder if I should yeah, that's not really what I wanted to happen, but just pull some of it off. It's just lifting a bit. No, I'm going to stop, because that's just going to cause me a whole nother. Okay, that's pretty tacky, so let's just glue it down where we want it. Just do it this way so I can kind of see. Let's see what's going on. I think that's okay. Press too hard, because I've been way too vigorous with one of these before and ripped the paper. So right, so now we need to do this one, and I'm wondering if I might actually, that's not straight, that's okay, whether I might actually put the glue on the paper for this one, because I think that will work better. And I may just use my glue stick, I think, for this one. Now, just make sure I've got it how I want it, that way. Yep, gluing on this side. Oh, right, so some progress, I guess. So many projects, so little time, mainly because I'm quite slow at creating things, and I constantly second guess myself. So I'm trying not to do that with this, because it's a bit pointless, really. It's not completely straight, because it's all torn and kind of old looking, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. The most important thing is that it doesn't come off. So that has bubbled a little bit from that wet glue, so I just need to leave that, I think. It's definitely going to have that old sort of used look, so that's good. That's what I want. It's a very old book cover. Okay, so there's our ends. I don't know if this might end up with something else on it. I think they look nice. Yeah. I love this wallpaper anyway, so that's good. Right, I just need to do something with my brush. I think I might put some book corners on here, so let's get some out. I've got a lot. I bought a whole lot. And I kind of want to use the gold ones that I've got. These bright gold ones, tight, those. They're nice and big, they'll squish in nicely. And then there's these ones which are slightly smaller. They don't want to go around. Yeah, I don't want to squish them around and then end up. I should just take these all out of the bags. Or there's these. Might go for these. Yeah. I'm going to go for those ones. So let's find some matching. I'll put them on the back as well. Why not? Are they the same? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put them on now. Right, I'm just going to close my door because I can hear David on the phone. Oh dear. Well, when I go back and watch this video, I'll be able to hear how much of that conversation everyone can hear. And I might have to edit. I think there might have been a few swear words. Right. Okay, so I normally put a little bit of art glitter glue in these. Just down in here, just to help keep them nice and tight. I put them on and then I give them a squish. And normally I try and wrap something around them when I squish them so they don't dent. But we'll just see how that goes. Too much. Or so they don't scratch, I guess. Just push them in that way. You can't really see what you're doing. I know, I look awkward, don't I? I make it look awkward. Okay, I think that's good. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. And this one. I like those, they look pretty. I think they look nice. Right. Probably shouldn't have bent that. Right. Okay, and this side, let's just make sure our papers are stuck down nicely in the corners. Oh, that one seems to have missed. Do this edge, looks like it's wanting to lift. Okay. put our corners on. Oh, some glue. I was chatting to my mum, just messaging her the other day, and she's doing really well. For those of you who don't know, Dad died in February, and Mum's doing extraordinarily well, I think, under the circumstances. And she started going to this mosaicing class, and she's been making all these mosaics. She's actually made one for me for my birthday, which is very sweet. And anyway, she was just saying there were 6 of them at the mosaicing class, which is about as many as the woman who has it. Well, it's not class, it's like a group, I guess. And I was laughing. I was saying, oh, well, she goes, it was lots of fun. And I said, yeah, it's better than me crafting here on my own with my YouTube friends. So I thought that was good that she was getting out and doing stuff like that, because she hasn't for so long, just looking after Dad and not wanting to leave him when he was not well. All right, so there we go. We've done some corners. Wonder how much time we've done. It's probably going to end up being about half an hour. I might make this one a little bit shorter because of the last one was very long, I realised, but I hope everyone doesn't mind. But I'm kind of worrying a little bit less about length and editing and stuff like that, because it was all just taking too much time, and it was, you know, I guess I was forgetting that people aren't forced to watch these videos. They come and they watch them, and as much as or as little as they like. And so really, I mean, I still edit the really boring bits out, or the whoopsies or anything like that, but yeah, I'm a little less worried and a little less fussy about how long they are and what people might think about them. So I hope that's okay, and people just will people vote with their feet or their viewing or whatever, and that's fine, you know. I'm all good with that. Oh, I'm liking this. This is going to be a beautiful journal, I think. It's big, but I kind of like that too. The thing I did remember, you're going to laugh, guys, is that I had bought this beautiful pack from Rachel at Roxy Creations, and I was wondering whether I wouldn't like to use some of it in here. And it's because it's very plain. This first signature hasn't got any sort of colour in it. I wondered about whether I put a straw paper in here, that lovely gold. I could swap that digital out for some straw paper maybe. So I'm just going to fold it in half. And that just gives that a bit of colour. And what else did we want to think about? I wanted to think about decorating. I'm going to put that envelope there. I'm going to just commit to that. Although, I mean, that is something that could be done later as you're working in your journal. Something that you can add later, but I'm going to do it now. So that's a little sort of fluffy thing. Now the other thing is, am I gonna do any decorating at all to this before I sew the signatures in? Things like stenciling are much easier to do now. And I have got some Christmas stencils, so it might be good to do that before. Otherwise, you know, you have to stencil and then leave the book open, and that's really all you can do. I love how beautiful and grungy this is. So let me know what you think about how many pages are in here. Do you think it's enough? Do you think I need to put more in? We ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I looked back at my Christmas journal, I had done quite a few double spreads. But this is very big, so I don't know if that will happen. Anyway, that's us for today. I think I'll just leave it at that, and I'll come back when I've thought about whether I'm going to do some decorating first and then sew in the signatures. Let this all dry a little bit. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks so much if you're following along and watching, and thanks so much for your kind comments. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you again really soon in the next video. Bye.